want, of course, to acknowledge the presence of my cabinet colleagues, and in particular to thank the Honorable Premier and the Deputy Premier for being at the head table with me tonight and for being part of the cabinet. Let's give them a special round of applause. I want to acknowledge the presence of the Deputy Prime Minister, the Attorney General, Senator in the Ministry of Health, the Honorable Minister for Public Infrastructure, and the Honorable Minister for Agriculture, etc., the Honorable Minister of Tourism, and the Cabinet Secretary. Give them all a round of applause. And let me equally acknowledge the presence of two of the stalwart warriors in behalf of Team Unity, Ambassador Sidney Osborne and Ambassador Michael Powell, and to thank them for their work. This week we celebrate our second anniversary, or we have commenced those celebrations. Because even we at times misspeak when we speak of a second year that has not yet come. And it reminds me of the old saying, beware of the Ides of March. Ides of March have not yet come. And less than 2 years, this Team Unity administration, chosen by you, the good people of St. Kitts and Nevis, has delivered like no other government before. In less than 2 years, we have given the country a mouthful of glad tidings about which they can speak every day. They can experience what the work that we have done on behalf of the people have led to. We have done that because we remain true to you, true to our promise that Team Unity was your idea to put the country again on the right path of economic development and democracy. And because of you, we are here. And because of you, we will stay course and stay focused. And because of you, we will deliver. And we have been delivering, and we shall continue to deliver. And critics, there are many. But I say to them, I have been in government for a very long time. I was in, I was kicked out. And to God be the glory, I've come back to serve the people. No bad wind blows in a democracy. And I say, thank God. Thank God that He allowed us to bring a team of individuals together who could put aside their party politics in the interests of a broader development agenda, the agenda of St. Kitts and Nevis. Thank God that in this country, when the time reckons, when the idea that the old way of doing politics could work no more, that even those who were diehard in their commitment to a party could reconcile with a new imperative for decision making and say we must give this idea a chance to germinate, to go and to deliver. That many of you inside here believe in that vision. Many of you persuaded others that they can realize benefit if we were to put the idea of Team Unity to work. And there were many who said it could never happen. There were many who said that they will not live to see the politicians from Nevis dare to come and join with anybody before an election. There were those who said they wouldn't dare to see Labour and PAM coming on the same platform, never mind to have a chance at government. But who tell them say that? Because look what you have done. You have defied them and defied the history of division and divisiveness and said to a new path we can go. And we have been traveling that road. And we have so much we can talk about. We could talk about that, how with the stroke of a pen and an amendment to the regulation, we brought relief to a suffering people. We identified health care. We identified food. We identified funeral expenses, those areas to which the poor were most vulnerable. And we brought relief. We brought relief. 365 days. That is why when December comes and people say, what will you do about that? Should we reduce it? You say, well, look at the difference. The administration before would do nothing about it. And then it comes at Christmas and Carnival. And for 1 day or 2 days, it said, we will reduce the VAT on food. Team Unity comes, and 365 days, we gave you relief. Lest you forget, in 2005, the sugar industry closed. 968 persons benefited. And everywhere we went through the country, there were those who have said, we feel aggrieved. We feel denied. We feel left behind. We labored so hard, and look what Douglas did to us. Some, like Hercules, died a broken labor man. Hercules died on medical ward with a labor spokesman in his bed. The labor spokesman captured the Douglas trickery, where Douglas said that for the sugar workers, because sugar was more than just a firm, because SSMC represented an industry that had been with us for 400 years, and you can't treat that as a normal closure of any single entity. He said he will done with the Pamela. Now, the first time I know you got Pamela and labor law, the law is the law of the land. But here, smart man Douglas, we will done with the Pamela. And we will pay you by a special arrangement, the 1961 agreement and another agreement, and under that you will do better. The Hercules got nothing. Over 50 years. So did Chemical got nothing. Over 50 years of working in the industry. And we said, we will do something about that. A big case come out of that still to be heard between me and Douglas. Because at the public meeting in Sadler's, Douglas say, why you shouldn't say about me and the sugar workers' money. And I had to put a lawyer to write him. Look what happened. In less than 4 months of being in government, we were able to come with $16 million and rectify the injustice to the sugar workers in Nevis and in St. Kitts. And I had the pleasure and honor to see President Maduro come to St. Kitts and Nevis to meet with the ordinary men and women of our beloved country who are to the beneficiary of their generosity. And I had Vera Samuel. Vera, stand a little bit. And I had Gata. These are farmer sugar workers. They were able to meet with President Maduro to say thank you for the generosity of the government and people of Venezuela. We have been delivering for the people. We have been delivering where it matters. We have brought relief. We have championed the cause of the vulnerable, of the poor in particular, because we have been a caring government. So we have been helping. And there are so many other things about which we can talk. We can talk about how we have transformed the healthcare sector. We can say to you that we brought an oncology cancer wing to JNF Hospital. So right in Bath there, for the first time, cancer treatment can be delivered. We are delivering for our people. And we have already started administering chemotherapy right at the JNF Hospital. Some 3 persons so far, another 6 being prepared for treatment. And when we started doing this, the opposition who did nothing about these developments began to make a lot of noise. But why are they bringing in these people from abroad to put them in the health sector? We bring them in simply because there were not enough local people trained. And it is easier for us to bring them here than to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to get them off to Miami or elsewhere for treatment. Affordable health care being delivered in St. Kitts and Nevis. We've been working for you. Because unlike Dr. Douglas, who when he was sick was flown out the country on a private air facility, and he ended up at one of the best hospitals in New York. You don't have no luxury. You don't have no godfather except me, and I am a poor man. I can't charter a plane and send you abroad. Dr. Douglas could have turned to his friends who held him captive for support in his hour of need. You can't do like Nigel Carty, who was able to get the government to have expended some $50,000 US to get him off to Miami Baptist. You can't do like that. You have no godfather except me, and I am a poor man. The strategy then must be to bring the best of healthcare and health professionals to St. Kitts, where the vast majority of people from St. Kitts and Nevis can get affordable health care here. The strategy of my administration says that we will introduce the National Health Insurance Scheme so that everyone from Charlestown to Cotton Ground, to Christchurch, to Phillips, will be able to get health care paid for to a national insurance program. To God be the glory. We are taking the country in the right direction. We are doing wonderful things. And these are some of the glad tidings that you could talk about. You could talk about the fact that not only have we done that, we were tired of people in our streets, some of them because of mental problems. What did we do? In less than 2 years, we have delivered a mental daycare health facility in Bastia to take those people off the street, to relieve the burden from their families and friends. Many of them ashamed of what they think their loved ones had become. Many of them unable to deal psychologically and mentally with the challenge of having someone being stigmatized as crazy being part of their family. The government looked beyond that. Look beyond that to provide care for those vulnerable people and their families. In team unity, you have a responsible and a caring government, and you must continue to give support to this government. This is one of the changes that we promise, and we have been delivering on that. And we want to continue to do many more things. And while we have been doing all of these things, we're not engaged in any waste of the public funds, because a willful waste would make a woeful want. Willful waste make woeful want. And we don't want no woeful want in the country. So you must be proud of your government, because even when we are doing all of these things, the country is still in surplus. We are managing the books of the country well. The fiscal house of St. Kitts and Nevis is in order. And whatever they may say, what they say really doesn't matter. What matters is what the government account reveal. It's what the central bank says. It's what the Caribbean Development Bank says. It's what the Economic Commission for Latin America and the Caribbean says. And it is what IMF says. And all of them have commended your government. We are an above average performer. And we are among the best performing countries, not just in the OECS, in the entire world. That is what it is. When countries are arguing about 1% growth and no growth, we are talking about above average performance. That is what we are doing. And we inherited an economic situation about which none of us could be proud. For the first time in the country's history, Dr. Douglas took us begging to the IMF. $250,000 to allow him to pay civil servants and to continue to provide ordinary governmental services. $250 million. Thank you, DAG. That is a point of law and a point of fact. $250 million. And look at it now. We who had nothing to do with that debt, we who are advising there is a better way, we came into office and we said that taint on the country's reputation, that taint that made us a pariah among well-managed nations, should be removed from our country. I authorized $117 million to be paid to the IMF and wipe off the slate of indebtedness to a financial institution. $117 million. And we're still in surplus. We are still in surplus. $117 million gone just like that. And we're still in surplus. The provision for that costs us about $60 million, but we're still in surplus because we are managing the country well. We gave in 2016 over $100 million in concessions, but we're still in surplus. 100 million. We're still in surplus. We did what no other country in the world. That is what we have become. A leader in macroeconomic management, not just compared to Antigua and Montserrat, not just with the big fellas in CARICOM, not just with the United States of America, in the entire world. We have done what no other government has been able to do. We paid a double salary in December. No other government has done that. And I doubt no other government will be able to do it. And if they get us in an election mood, if they get us in a release the war again, we are able to do that because we know that you will spend responsibly these benefits which your government have saved on your behalf. We have created a legacy of saving for a rainy day. Because when the rainy day comes, our first response must be ourselves. And as we manage the country, we must manage our lives. Because our grandmother used to tell us that you have to prepare for the rainy day. But the rainy day will come. And sometimes when the rain falling, I'm so glad for Patrice. I say, Patrice is going to help you with the drought. The rainy day will come. Lean years and fat years. This is a season that we have prepared for. So we know what we're doing. And we are doing well. That is the point. We know what we are doing and we are doing well. We are intervening when it becomes necessary. Saving so that we are able to intervene on those critical matters. That is why we came in and immediately we resolved the Basti High School problem that we leveled the administration for 3 years. And they couldn't solve it. Oh boy. Jamdon will talk on the platform in Molyneux. Less than 2 years, we brought a brand new Mary Charles Hospital to the people from all the way down Parsons to Canada because we are caring government. And you wonder why is it that Douglas and Parry were boasting so much just before the election? Because they had a little bit of SIDF money and they left so many things undone. They left so many things undone. The Newcastle police station undone. In St. Paul's where Dr. Douglas lives. The very thing he said was part of Bratcher's legacy for that village. He allowed the police station to go to the dogs. Undone. That is their record. And we came in, have to deal with all of these problems. And Parry thought that Douglas was a nice man. So whatever Douglas do, poor little Parry do too. And that is what get Parry in trouble. So we have to remain focused. Because you see, point of truth is, 2 years ago, they were in government. The talk about marijuana is not a new talk. I never hear Douglas say anything about that. I never hear Cousin Parry say anything about that. But all of a sudden, local elections coming up in Nevis, Parry appear young and strong and vibrant like he up in the hills. And Parry will lead the dialogue about legalizing marijuana. But why he didn't do it all the years when he was there? He's trying to fool the people of Nevis. And you will not allow him to fool you. Because you see, that is an act. And while we must discuss it responsibly, we can't lose sight of what is happening in the country. The upsurge in crime, the links to drugs and guns, and what it means if we move too hastily in relation to this matter. We need to sit down like sober citizens and residents Look at the pros and the cons and work it out sensibly. Before they work out the maths, before they have proper consultation, they attempting to fool people. Do not let them fool you in relation to that. I have been privileged to be in meetings with Obama. And when one of our prime ministers posed to Obama that this marijuana growing could help Caribbean countries like his own to develop and grow because it can become a new export crop. Obama said, if I were you, I wouldn't use that argument. He said, I will tell you a few things. You talk about all of these lands that you have in the Windward Islands that is on the marijuana and all you need is a market. If land is what you have, whatever you have, America has more of it. You will not be able to compete. I mean, take all the lands we have here. One state in America has more lands than you have to grow the marijuana. What will be your competitive advantage to get it there? We had faced that reality in relation to sugar. We were the smallest sugar producing country in the world. Smallest country. You had Barbados, bigger than us, Jamaica, Trinidad, and Guyana. And what happened? We recognized we could not compete. We were not operating on the scale to make us viable with Brazil and all these other countries. We run ourselves in debt. We had to close down. So it's the same argument. When the Prime Minister was making the argument about land and scale, Obama said, you have no point. Obama said, if you want to deal with the processing, America is already ahead of you. We have the scientists, we have the chemists, we have the labs. Any area in which you are going to engage now, we're way ahead of you. But probably you wasn't in the meeting, that's why I'm telling you. That is what Obama said. So if you think you're a bigger man, if Obama was there, it would be bad enough. But now he's Trump. You think Paris could go with Trump? Paris cannot go with Trump. So that will not work. Do not let them fool you. Do not let them fool you. I want to say, humor apart, we are here to deal with serious issues. And in the midst of the serious challenges which the country faces, we could well do without the distraction coming from the opposition. Everything they will criticize, but they have no workable solution. They have none in relation to marijuana. They have none in relation to crime. They have none in relation to good governance. And all they're doing is talking, because talk is cheap. The practice of good governance requires stamina, requires a sense of justice, requires a direction about the role of democracy and people's engagement in governance. That is why when we came in, we opened up ourselves, working for your program, monthly press conferences, coming to you in town hall meetings, open them up so that people could call from Germany, America, say what they want. This is a free country. That is good governance. Because we believe in good governance. That is why we are sticking to our manifesto. That is why we have kept faith. Because that mandate has been mandated and authorized by you. And there can't be any better way to go than to stick with your promises to the people. And how we have kept faith. How we have kept faith The Attorney General listening to the voice to the back. I listening to the voices all around. Give me 5 a wrapping up. We have kept faith with you, the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. We have said that the time when the administration at the federal level treated the Nevis Island administration with disdain is ended. That there has to be a genuine partnership, because all of us, whether we are in St. Kitts or in Nevis, we are part of one country. We are one citizen. And our destiny is inextricably linked. And we have to work together. We say, rather than seeing competition, we have to work in collaboration and cooperation. When Nevis rises, the Federation rises with it. When St. Kitts rises, the Federation rises with it, man. That is why we have to stick close to each other. All we have is us. All we have is us. And the federal government must be as obliged to the citizen in Tabernacle as it feels obliged to the citizen in Cotton Ground. And that is how we have determined and planned the relationship. And when you have a relationship of respect and understanding of broad principle, it is easy to get things done. That is why I want to say to the people of Nevis, how much I thank you as leader of the Team Unity government for lending us 2 of your finest sons to be part of the federal government. I say thank you for your solid support. I say thank you for lending me the Honorable Vance Amory, a fine man, a national treasure in my view, which you must guard and protect. You know Vance better than I know Vance. But Vance is a gentleman at heart, a citizen with a plan for the broad economic development of the country. Not a man confined and consumed by petty issues. A wise and prudent man. And the lady says that you must say Vance is a nice man. Vance, you are a very nice man. And the lady must know what she's talking about, because Vance is a ladies' man. But I say thank you for the vast experience he has had right here in Nevis, as teacher, as principal, as banker, as permanent secretary, as premier, as sportsman, and leader of the opposition. It is all those experiences that he has brought to bear to become the bulwark of support in the federal cabinet. And I say thank you for his sincerity, his integrity, his competence, his experience, and his loyalty. Without him being in the cabinet, we would have had very challenging months, weeks, and years. So for Vance, for the people of Nevis who lent him to me, I say thank you to God. Be the glory. We have a nice man in the federal cabinet. And I want him to continue to be of service for the people. When you have been all that Vance has been, and been through the ups and the downs of political life, and remain after 30 years to tell this story, God's hand must be on a man like that. That is a blessed man. And so I want you, the people of Nevis, to be especially proud, because Vance would be nothing without you, the people of Nevis, for whom he has struggled so hard, so passionately for. And so I say thank you to this gem, and I ask that you continue to guard and protect him. Equally, I say thank you to you, the people, for lending us the services of the Honorable Mark Brantley, an astute politician, a firebrand, who has given us much hope and expectation for the future. We are well anchored by the experience, the vast knowledge, thank you, of bands, and the vibrancy, the vitality, the courage too that Mark has brought. And I remember fondly too that when Mark came to Bastia to speak on the Team Unity platform, he ushered in a new sense of feeling that this time the mighty man has fallen, because we can work as a team. So I say thank you to all of you. And because I am so deeply moved and touched by the support of the CCM party generally, I promise you that I will be responsive to the book of Micah. Somewhere it gives us some instruction of how we must rule and govern with justice, with mercy, and some other things I forget. That is in the book of Micah. And in our relations with the NIA, all of those values and prescriptions will hold. Mark outlined, and they bear repetition, that we have held faith with you. We said that we will not treat you the same way Douglas did to Parry, and made Parry a small doggy. I mean, these are some of the things we know. They're not for just now, but later, you must imagine. $51 million in budgetary support in 2 years against none with Douglas and Parry. $62.5 million, a long list of projects from airport to Alexander Hospital to the brand new track which has been provided. For the first time, there is recognition that Nevis is part of the Federation. Team Unity brought that change. For the first time, you have representatives in our embassies at the highest level. Dr. Everson Hull, Miss Ambrister, and so on and so on. We have a Fresh Start program, 427 applicants, over 100 of these applicants who have succeeded hail from Nevis. Give them all a round of applause. Because we want to set them on a new path of entrepreneurship and enterprise and self-reliance. Because, as the Premier said, in the new paradigm for the development of the country, there must be no room for laziness. No room for laziness. A prosperous nation needs able-bodied men and women willing and able to work. Make no excuse for the lazy ones. Make no excuse for those and pep who want to come at 7 and leave at 9 and get a PA-day's pay. It can't work. And that is why we say we have to step it up. And come next Thursday, we move from pep to step. Step up in people's upliftment. A new norm is what we will do. So for all of the things that have been accomplished and the things that are to come, I say thank you. And I say I want to build a successful country where our people are satisfied, where our people have set high values for themselves, because values must ground the citizenship of a country. Values. And while we are a modern country, we must hold on to those values that are enduring from the past. In the good old days, every child went to every Sunday school. In the modern world, mothers now send children to Sunday school. And yet when they join the gangs, when they go astray, you ask, what will they remember that helped them and keep them anchored? The recitation that I was saying in Sunday school, that is what helped me. That is what helped me more than going to church, because you begin to reflect. Psalms 1, blessed, what it says? Okay. So some of you went to Sunday school. Yes, Lord? Yes. Yes, some of you read it up after tonight. And you see how that has anchored you. You go back, you remember you had the 23rd Psalm. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Because I shall not want, I'm not going to thief. You'll make a way. Make a way. So I just want to say thank you. Know from the bottom of my heart, I come with a feeling of love. And I know that is biblical. I know that that is biblical. Because when the most important question was put, which of these are the greatest commandment, the powerful answer came back. The most important of the commandment is love. Love thy God. Love thy neighbor. And thyself. That is why we are here. Unity can transform a nation. Unity for positive ideas, positive action will transform. So thank you. Join us on Wednesday at Challengers Community Center for another town hall meeting. Many things to talk, but time is not there tonight. But nonetheless, again, to God be the glory. And I want you guys to come with the bell to Challengers. Thank you very much. I love you. I love the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. And we will take this federation forward ever to progress, forward ever building and democracy, forward ever the best small island states in the world. That is our ambition. Together we can. God bless you.